Hi everyone, we're going to be continuing Dark Droids this week with Dark Droids issue 2 by Charles Soule and Luke Ross. The Scourge takes a massive step forward in its end goals as the invasion of the galaxy continues, while C-3PO has become infected and is the focus of this issue as the droid tries to gain more information about the Force. The power the Scourge knows was the thing that led the Sith to seal it away in the Fermata cage in the first place. This puts 3PO at odds with R2-D2, which Soule quickly makes sure to explain that the droid can't be possessed by the Scourge, at least not right away, due to its advanced programming and memory. It's a very sci-fi way to kind of explain it away, but I do fully believe that R2 would resist control since he's a pretty special little droid and we've seen him go through quite a bit through the movies and these comics. This is also a way to get Soule R2 out of the picture so R2 can go and be in the D-Squad tie-in book, as R2 is literally ejected from the Rebel Alliance and thrown into space, which very much looking forward to seeing how he exactly gets rescued from that, since space is a big place and to find a droid in space would be pretty difficult. Scourge also learns that cyborgs, or at least some of them, can use the Force and begins putting all his resources into trying to create human hybrid droids, which he can then take over and gain access to the Force. This lets Soule get into body horror territory a little bit, and we see some of these terrifying creations where he's grafting arms onto astromech droids and droid heads onto human stormtrooper bodies and cutting up live Imperial soldiers and everything. It's quite horrific. Scourge themselves have also been carving up their own K2 body, and the K2 body they took over at the beginning of the event is kind of unrecognizable now, as they've been shaving off parts of it with a vibro knife to create this just jagged edge look to the design of the droid, and it looks really scary. The droid learns that since cyborgs can use the Force, they'll take over a cyborg body, and they choose Darth Vader as their target. I do like that the being briefly considers Luke upon seeing his cybernetic hand, thinking that he could kill the man and use his body somehow before deciding against it. And it was a really cool scene where it kind of goes over how it could use it and various other droid bodies to kind of crush Luke against the bulkhead. It's a very different way of trying to kill someone instead of just, shooting them with a blaster or snapping their neck or something. I think that would have been a really horrifying way to go. Soule is still revealing bits about the story here, but I do like the allusion to the Scourge being sealed away by the Sith, while Ajax Sigma was killed by the Jedi, and it's gotten me wondering if maybe there's some sort of Rashomon effect happening here, where both sides aren't really being truthful and giving truthful depictions of the events of what had them and what led them to being killed and imprisoned. I'm hoping it gets exploring a little bit more in the coming issues, since it's a really cool idea that both warring forces have the same ties to Force users and sort out vastly different ways to combat them. Luke Ross's art for the issue was great again. He keeps things mostly simple for the issue, and he gets a little bit creative with the body horror aspects of the Scourge's droid army. And like I said before, we get some really creepy looking things like stormtrooper bodies with droid heads and droid bodies with human legs. It's all really creepy, and it's really done in a cool shadowy sort of dark paneling because they're on a ship that is in low power, so it's cast all these really sinister shadows all over the place and it just looks fantastic. Ajax's new warlord design is really neat as well, borrowing heavily from Roman and Greek soldiers, and even his ship is unique since it's solely for droids, thus it lacks a lot of things we usually see in a starship like windows or living quarters and stuff like that, since it's just like this shape that the droids will fit themselves into, and I think it's really cool that it's a very utilitarian design. Dark Droids issue 2 pushed the story in a cool direction, with the villains getting a proper target for their plans and a little bit more of the beings' backstories being revealed. Although I wish we did get a little bit more of that, since there's still a lot of mystery to it which maybe should have been revealed by now, or at least bigger hints being given to us. I am going to give this issue an 8 out of 10.